What is up, everybody? Happy Friday to y'all. There's like 2 people here. Tessa first in the chat. Appreciate you. We're going early today. Tess says first in chat. This might be the first, maybe your first or second first here. Big Johnny in the chat telling me I'm late. I appreciate you. I was getting everything set up here. Didn't have Spotify going, so I had to get the music going. Meech in the chat. What's up, Meech? Hope everyone's driving safe on your way down to Columbus for the meetup and Sonic Temple Festival weekend. It's gonna be a good time. Y'all get to experience Columbus. Hopefully no one hits a building that you're standing inside of. Meech says Tessa killed it. Yeah, dude, she smoked everybody. She was in here quick. Like, as soon as I made the thing, she was, like, right in there. Yes, Tess, yes, that's right. That's Johnny. Dude, you guys, I have a crazy story. I knew I had to do a quick one for today, so this is crazy. So, this thing has been, like, going all around TikTok. I've seen so many videos of straight up just terrified girls making videos warning people about this thing that happened. And it's been going on for a couple weeks, and at first it wasn't really that prevalent, so I kind of ignored it, and now it's just everywhere, and I think we need to address it. And when we address it, we'll also talk about some other scams that people who are looking for a job can experience. A lot of the times, the biggest scam you get with these these fake job postings, what they like to do is they say it's 100% remote, because everybody's looking for 100% remote these days. So they say it's 100% remote work. You know, the pay is going to be really good. It's always going to sound way too good to be true, right? So if that's not a big enough red flag for you, you get in there and they tell you, okay, well, you're hired, but now we need to you need the technology so that you can operate from your house, and you need this special computer and different things we use to run our business and our phone system, and so you'll have to pick those up from our supplier. So we're gonna send you a check so you can go get your computer and your whatever, you know? Right off the bat, suspicious. If they're sending you a check, it's a scam. But what happens is that the check is no good, and you've already bought the thing, and generally, well, here, I'll let this young lady explain what happened to her here. Let's switch it over. Crooked Orchid's in the chat. She says, oh no. Yeah, dude, this stuff kind of like freaked me out, okay? But this first one, this is a scam I've heard of, okay? So she has a really long story, but I'm gonna get to the meaty bit, okay? So we're gonna go right to, I believe it's 3 minutes.
Hey y'all, I know it's been a while, but I've been down.
It has been a while. This is...
You guys supposed to be from her.
Okay. KO says, smells like a bad check indeed. Yeah, dude, I know, right? Like, if there's a check involved before you've even done any work, like, be really careful. But one thing I wanted to say, I missed a comment from a person who defended me in the chat in the comments when our stream randomly like blew up last week. So, Killerman, I appreciate you, and thank you for being here. He said some nice, he or she said some nice things, and also said that they want me to make sure I say the creator's name when we watch someone's video, so that someone else can go and find the person's channel if they want to watch more from that creator, which I totally agree with. Love that idea. So I'm gonna make an effort to do better at that than I have. I of course always acknowledge, you know, who has put the video together that we're watching, but sometimes they're pulling clips from other people, and if it is a TikTok creator, I will put the creator's name in the description because YouTube doesn't like outside links. So I will put the person's name. But yes, so this is Sherry Skim. Well, I think that's how you'd say that. Sherry Skim. Kimberly. And she is going to tell us about a similar scam that happened to her. So she, much like I just described, everything sounded too good to be true. The place was great, whatever. She got hired, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you need to get this computer and this technology to be able to work with us, and we're going to send you a check.
Providing that to us. But again, the job seemed so good, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So the check comes in, it was almost $5,000. And I say, hey, I wrote him, I say, hey, I feel like this is a scam.
Now, a lot of times what will happen is, let's say they told you, hey, you have to buy this MacBook and it's $2,500. Then they're going to send you a check for $5,000, and they're going to say, hey, you send us the difference, the $2,500, you send that to the shipper or whatever. Like, they'll have some cover up. So basically you put that check in your bank, send your money to them, then the check bounces, you're liable for all of it, and they've already got theirs. That's right, scamming, indeed. That's right, Mage.
Who sends checks in the mail saying purchase hardware for their company? There's something you guys should be providing and giving to us on training day or my first day of work.
Yes.
And
huge
said,
red
no,
flag if they're asking you to buy
it's just
stuff.
Certain hardware that we use, and we use to send a check out. I said, okay, no problem. So I get this check, like I said, it's almost $5,000. I get this check in the mail, and I look at it. The check don't even have the company name. Red flag number 6.
Girl,
the company name that's supposed to be issued.
It doesn't even have
check.
the company. Oh my!
And he said it was going to have the company name that was going to issue.
Come on now, people. Okay, you can actually get in trouble. You can for real. Sorry, you can for real get arrested for putting a check into your bank account that's fraudulent. So be really careful doing this kind of stuff. If someone writes you a check that you don't know and it doesn't look right, don't deposit it. Like, this is Meech says, why is it so easy? I know, but I feel like it's easy because they come up with a new methodology like every month. There's a new scam, so it's, you gotta like keep up on this stuff to even be aware of it. But I think anyone would realize if they're sending you a check for $5,000, like, you should be suspicious right now. Johnny says Darwinism. I've seen that a lot in the comments, and definitely you could make that argument.
Me the check, and I'm like, okay, it didn't have that. It said wait till the check cleared. Deposit this in your account and wait till it cleared. My dumb ass go up, deposit it into my account, and guess what? The motherfucker come back fraudulent.
Thank God I didn't take no money fraudulent? Out of my account. Oh my goodness! To, like, you know, spend the money or whatever, because I'm an honest person. Fraudulent.
I know this long. I'm sorry, y'all. I do apologize. But I'm trying to get the story out.
Can't believe it. Oh my gosh, man. She needs to get her exhaust fixed. It's too bad the scammers took all of her money. So that is Black Magic in the house. Hey, happy Friday to you, sir. Thank you for being here. We're going early today because we're doing a little meetup here in Columbus. So I'm gonna take off in a little bit and head down to that. Johnny says nobody is gonna randomly send you a check for $5,000, trusting that you won't just take the money and run. Exactly. Like you have to think with you have to think a little bit from the scammer's point of view. You know, like obviously they are going to they're going to think about things differently. And the problem is that sometimes when you're doing something like a job interview, your guard is down because you're nervous and you're trying to get a job, you know, you're desperate for money, maybe, whatever it is. So you're more vulnerable. And I feel like you're more vulnerable because the sites where you are meeting these employers tend to kind of legitimize the interaction. So it makes it feel like, oh, well, this is obviously a real business. They're on Outdeed or whatever the websites are called, you know? CB says, I have you on mute, but that mustache is looking fire today. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Mute is probably the preferred setting for bacon strips. So bacon strips, if you're out there, appreciate you. I know you got me on mute because I talked way too much. Alexander Drought in the chat. Happy Friday to you, sir. Hope you had a great week. Black Magic says, caught me off guard. I'm glad I saw the notification for the show. Well, hey, I was gonna do a community post to say like, hey, I'm gonna stream earlier today. But I didn't know if anyone would actually see that, to be honest, because I feel like this channel is just kind of like has zero reach, and when I'm just screaming into a windstorm, you know? There's like 3 people that can hear me right now. It's probably better that way, but okay. So the main thing I want to talk about is...
Check this out. I'm going to show you
this
how I afforded this car.
This terrifying story, okay, from Atlanta, Georgia.
Serial unaliver on Indeed, allegedly. This is crazy. So I just did some digging into this, and allegedly there is something going on where people are getting basically abducted, unalived in Atlanta after applying for this one particular position.
Abducted?
Now, it's creepy because the position has been removed and it's only on there for a certain period of time. You know, the person applies just like any other job, and they receive a text message to their phone. And
see, all of this sounds normal. This is how you get a job right now. Like, this is you. Of course, you're gonna get a text message.
This text message says like, "Hey, my name is so and so. We like to have you for an interview at this location," and it's like a personal phone number or text down number that's texting them. And people have met up with the person allegedly and were unalived, and they don't know who's behind this or what's behind this.
Allegedly,
this is scary. Okay, especially with this recession coming up, and you know, us being in economic times where jobs are even harder to find and people are really looking for jobs.
Yeah, you know, whenever there's a recession, people turn to murder. Johnny says then they end up in a Wayfair cabinet. Oh my god. Oh, Lord have mercy. Remember when Wayfair was trying to sell us infants? Do you guys remember that? Oh my gosh. That is so funny. That is so true though, man. For real. Okay, so this girl right here, this next one that you're about to watch, this is the one that freaked everybody out the most, because hey, Becky, she says, just checking in. Hello, stay safe, folks. Hello, Becky. Hope you had a great week as well. And, new league starts this weekend, right? So good luck with that. Oh, Johnny says not infants, teenagers. Okay. I honestly, I just went with that because of the Cal Scrubby lyric that was just okay, so this girl's video scared everybody because she's got all of the 17 missing people in the background of the video, y'all. Okay, so listen to this. How, number one, fantastic to have a video on TikTok where someone is telling a story and not eating and chewing while they're doing it. Like, the max length of these videos is 5 minutes on TikTok. Like, can we put the chips and, like, the chicken strips down for, like, just for, like, till the end of the recording? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe people prefer if you eat while you're talking. Bacon strips? Let me know. I need to know the pro tip. Do you prefer if I have my mouth full of food while I'm talking? Because to me, that's an instant skip. But on TikTok, it's everywhere. Johnny says, bro, I'll never forget where I was when I heard about that. I know, dude. I was... It's like the pizza thing before that. Like, it's just like there's always a wild one, you know? Get me the $17,000 cabinet on Wayfair and we'll find out. Okay, so anyways, sorry, I keep getting distracted. So this girl's about to scare the crap out of you, okay? She's got all of the missing people in the background there, and she is going to lay it down for us. So let's hear it.
Missing people after going to a job interview that was posted on Indeed, or should I say a job application being put in from a hiring manager that posted the job on Indeed. Now, there are a total of 17 missing people after, going to the same exact job interview. This is so disturbing. This happened in Atlanta, Georgia. All these people tend to be women or girls, young girls, teenagers, young women between the ages of 20.
This channel is Tea and True Crime with Bella on TikTok.
In their 20s, 27, 35. These are the names of everyone. Everyone's saying...
Johnny says industrial metals and plastics are why they were so expensive. Exactly.
This isn't real. This is real, y'all. Please be careful. Like I said, there are scams out there to, risk,
you guys,
your identity being stolen or anything like that. Just make sure that you're putting an application in with a legitimate company. Like I said, the 17 people that are...
Like, it has to be real if we have the pictures of the missing people, right? Johnny says, yeah, like, who are you lying to? Steel and ABS plastic isn't that expensive. Yeah, I am with you. See, I have ordered from Wayfair for a client successfully, and the vanity that we got, y'all, the vanity came, like, we got the shipping from Wayfair, and they shipped it in a crate. We opened it up, right? And inside of the crate was the vanity that we ordered. It wasn't broken or anything. It was actually a good deal. So, but yeah, so totally no shade on Wayfair whatsoever. You can get some cheap junk to decorate your house on there for sure. But so this girl, like, after I saw this video, I was like, okay, this gotta be something, right?
Are actually missing people.
Nobody's talking about it.
And I'm not 100% sure.
Johnny says no kids. No, there were zero children inside of the vanity.
What job this was for? It just was a listing or posting, and it led to a virtual interview, or not a virtual interview, a link being sent to go to an interview. And the name of this person, the identity of the person that the job was linked back to would get deleted and then put back up later. Like I said.
Okay, can we enhance? Let's do a little detective work. KO says 100 pieces and 3 boxes for a vanity. Oh, jeez. Yeah, IKEA's bad for that too. You gotta watch out for IKEA. Okay, so let's just look real quick to the right of her here. Deanna Morton, age 38. She's from Deanna. Maybe it's a coincidence that she's from the same place of her namesake. Jennifer Greer, though, she's age 38, 54 kilograms. Hair color Jennifer. City Jennison, and she's from Walker. So I don't know. Some of these descriptions are dubious. Really just a wide range of ages and faces and names. And so Scarf Mommy in the chat, she says, hi Drew, hi chat, I'm lurking, it's so early, happy Mother's Day to all the moms in here. Yeah, absolutely, man, you're right, happy Mother's Day, let's get that in early. Happy Mother's Day to all the hardworking moms in the chat, and out there, if you're randomly found me on YouTube somehow and want to yell at me because I talk too much on my channel where I talk. Happy Mother's Day to your mom too. Okay, so anyway, so this Alexander says height 35 centimeters, right? I had some questions, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to make light of a disappearance, you know? So I looked around, and I looked all of those people up. All those names you can find there. Some of them are actually real missing people. But they've been missing for years. And they're not all in the same area either. And some of them aren't even missing people. They're just random people that they found on the internet. Okay? And in case you don't believe me, or you would like further confirmation, let's check with Fox 5 Atlanta, who says, Sandy Springs, Georgia, Sandy Springs police say a post spreading on social media about more than a dozen people disappearing after going to a job interview is false. Rumors about the mysterious disappearances have been spreading on TikTok and other platforms. Not other platforms, it's just TikTok. Johnny says, no wonder they went missing. They're so hard to find. They're only 35 centimeters tall. Exactly. Like, dude, somebody need... Jeez, man. A dog could have picked that person up. We need to find that person who's 35 centimeters. You're right. They're in danger. Okay, so... the Sandy Springs Police Department posted on Facebook that they're aware of the posts, and they say they're not true. Quote, we would like to clarify that this information is false. We have no knowledge of any such incident and are not conducting an investigation related to this claim. And I thought, well, that's just like the police not to investigate when 17 people go missing. So I was like, well, I need to check a different source, obviously. Johnny says, got blown away by the breeze. Dude, no kidding, man. So here's a second source, Atlanta News First. Surely they're gonna know who all these 17 people are. Police dispel rumor of people being lured to fake interviews and going missing in Sandy Springs. According to the department, a post on TikTok claims police are investigating a case involving 17 missing people who were allegedly lured to a location through fake job interviews arranged on Indeed. I'm telling you, there are girls crying on TikTok telling people about this, bawling their eyes out for these missing people that aren't missing. Like, this video keeps going. Like, she's not the only one. Look, here's another one.
Interview, she got an email that had the details of time, date, location, yada yada. When my daughter first got the email, she pulled up the address that they sent her, and my daughter came to me and she was like, Mom, this place looks kind of janky, but I'm gonna go see what they're talking about. And I just want to insert that my daughter was unemployed for about a month, maybe more.
Okay, so her story basically is her daughter went for a job interview and the place looked janky, so she left. Hardly evidence of 17 people being disappeared, right? Here's the next video. Here.
The job, so I was like, hey, perfect, that's the perfect job for me. So I had got the interview, and I think I scheduled one for the following day. So I went to the Starbucks. There was already a lady interviewing this gentleman ahead of me, and the interview was very long-winded, and I had waited for at least 30 minutes for him to finish up his interview. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, this is a little bit unprofessional, but in my head, I'm also thinking, it is weekly pay, so what can you expect from this
Nugget Man's gonna be mad about this one, and she's talking real fast.
Yada, yada, like, do you have a car? Do you have kids? Yada, yada, yada. And she asked me all these, like, invasive questions, giving me all these scenarios.
Johnny says someone sneezed by them and they disappeared. Yeah, the 35-centimeter fellow, we need to locate them, right? So all over, here we go, vanished. Like, y'all, it's out of control, okay? This, I can't reiterate enough, this is not a real story. 17 people did not disappear. Now, if you look up some of these people, some of those people that are on this missing poster or whatever from the one girl that everyone's freaked out about, some of those are actual missing people. But they are not missing from any recent time, not from the same place, and certainly not as a result of a job interview that went wrong. But now that we've cleared that up, I will say that it is very possible to get scammed in other ways on these job sites, okay? Like, there's a... When you fill out these applications, you're providing a lot of information, personal data, that's very valuable, you know, to anybody, to companies, to a lot of people, to scammers. So this guy here is talking about suspected data mining going on the job search sites.
So there's this theory going on right now with Indeed that they have all of these job listings and hundreds of people are applying to them and nobody's getting hired. So this guy did a test.
Now, I have heard of that, and there's a plague of what's called ghost jobs, where companies put a job ad out to say, like, hey, we're always hiring, whatever, but they're not actually trying to actively hire someone. There's a bunch of different reasons for doing it. Companies will say, oh, well, we don't want to miss out on talent if someone comes along, blah, blah, blah. But mostly it's just so that they can say, oh, yeah, we're hiring, but they're not. So this guy's theory is that they're taking that data from your resume/CV and they are selling it.
And applied to like 100 jobs and never got a call back. So the theory is that they're data mining. So they're listing all these jobs to get applicants, taking the data and selling it because data is gold these days. What are your thoughts? So
I mean, it's definitely possible, but he's offering zero evidence. So this is just conjecture right now. It's just, we're just talking. This girl, this really struck me, okay? She is what's called an events coordinator. So if you are having an event, like a, you know, corporate event or something like that, she will set the whole thing up. You just be like, hey, I want an event. I want it to be at a building, downtown, this kind of food. Invite these people, make it happen. And events coordinators do all the little details, okay? So she is trying to find a job as an events coordinator, And
I got scammed on Indeed. I never thought that would happen to me. So I was really needing a job. Oh my God, I was looking up like entry level, no experience.
My apologies. This is Tiana.com on TikTok. I didn't know you could make your name a .com, but yeah, that's Tiana from TikTok.
Jobs. I found this job, entry level events coordinator. Sounded like you were just gonna like help set up events. I applied for the job. They liked my application and they wanted to do a Zoom interview with me. So I go on the Zoom interview. It's literally just this guy talking. He just sent every candidate that link and they're like, yeah, so if you got this, just fill out this like survey thing. They were
Now, if you get invited to a group interview, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a scam right away. Sometimes they will do group interviews as the first phase at big companies just to like see and make sure everyone's a real person, and then they book one-on-one interviews with each person that's on the call. So it's not necessarily a red flag.
They were making it sound like we were like very good candidates, like we made it to the next round. I filled out the survey and they responded.
Yes, definitely be suspicious if they're like, if they're glazing you too hard, definitely be suspicious.
Back me within like a day. Or like, we loved your application. We want to do like a second round of Zoom interviews. So I go in this Zoom interview and I was expecting it to just be me and the interviewer. And I open it and there's like another girl in there. So they're interviewing both of us at the same time. I was like, okay, that's a little weird.
That is super
the guy
weird.
who's interviewing us is wearing like a
like two people in an interview is that's very strange.
Suit. Like, he looks like super professional. He starts asking us questions and bitch, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. All these corporate words and terms that I don't know. And I was BSing so hard. Like, I could literally tell when I was doing the interview, there's absolutely no way they're gonna pick me out over this bitch. She's literally professional. She's older than me. And he starts explaining the job. It's basically saying that we're gonna like start off entry level and then we're gonna move up. We'll eventually be like a manager in like a few months. I'm like, I thought this was an event assistant. Like, what is the job you're describing?
She's gonna be the manager in a few months, guys.
He kept asking me if I had questions, and I was just like making up the most random questions. I was like, so do you guys like hang out? Like, I was asking like dumb ass questions. And he kept emphasizing how they have like a really good like bond within their company. They always do events and trips and stuff.
That should have been another clue. If you know you're bombing the interview and they still keep gushing and loving you, be suspicious.
Throughout the interview, he was just explaining a job that was like completely different than the one that I applied for. I'm like too
Big
nice.
surprise.
I didn't want to like stop him and be like, I don't think this job's for me.
Meech says data mining 1000%.
Just like
yes.
kept going with it. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, I definitely think that I would be perfect for this role. I was just like spitting random bullshit. I'm just such a people pleaser in that aspect. Like, I could not like stop him and say that I don't want to do this job. So I just kept going with it. But I was
See, this is what I was talking about. People who are looking for a job are in a very vulnerable situation, and it's a special kind of messed up to prey on people's inherent trust when you're going through the job seeking process. It's so gross. KO says he was talking to the other girl. Yeah, man, that's so weird to like have. How are you gonna have an interview and interview two people together?
saying such bad answers. I was like, there is no way I'm getting this job. So after the interview, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't think they're gonna call me back. Bitch, tell me why they call me back. Congratulations, you've made it to the 3rd round of interviews. This is a phone interview. He starts asking me more questions.
Again, you bombed the interview. You should really be suspicious now.
Corporate ass questions that I don't know the answers to. He then puts me on
10
hold
viewers.
for
What's up, y'all?
15
Thanks for
minutes.
being
I'm
here.
Like, you're talking to the team right now. Why is it taking so long? After the 15 minutes, he's like, yeah, so sometimes when we have these calls, they don't always go the way that we expect. And I was like, oh, thank God. He's like, but this isn't one of those calls. Congratulations. We'd like to offer you the position. I'm like, no fucking way. There's no way this man.
Like, now at this point, she's like, I don't even want the job. I'm freaked out. This is too much.
Offered me a job. I was so put on the spot. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so excited to start. I was really sketched out by this job because I was like, okay, I fucking bombed that interview. There is no way that they are giving me the job right now. It's
right?
not like they were like mocking me. I was like, is this a prank? Go online. I look up the company. I cannot find any.
She said, is this a prank? If it feels like a prank, It's a scam, guys.
Any information about it. I had to go to the recruiter's LinkedIn, find a bunch of stuff. I finally found their website. Their website looks so sketchy. It said they have all these Fortune 500 clients. None of them were listed. They talked about how their team was so close and they do all these trips and events.
See, that's the other thing is, like, you can make a website of anything for anything. It's... If you haven't heard of the company, like, be suspicious.
Isn't a single picture of any of their employees. End up telling the job that I just got another opportunity. They were like so insistent on me working there, and I'm just like thinking what would have happened if I showed up to the place, because I looked up the place on a map and it looked kind of sketchy. Am I gonna get kidnapped? The whole thing just gave me really sketchy thoughts.
She said, am I gonna get kidnapped? I'm so glad that by, like, the 90th red flag, she finally was like, you know what? Like, this is too much. I'm good. Thankfully, she got out of there.
After I saw the website, I was like, oh, hell no, this is definitely a scam. They really made me feel special. They really made me feel like
that is what they do.
Got a full-time
it's
job.
what they do all day long.
And they still hired me. That did it for me. So yeah, guys.
Johnny says, just imagine Ashton Kutcher busts in the door. I know, right? But honestly, bro, like, this girl wouldn't even understand that reference. Even if the real Ashton Kutcher busted into the room, she would not understand. Like, she would not get that reference, dog. I think a lot of people using Indeed probably would not. Meech says, this girl is great. I know. I love her. I love her storytelling. And this is, again, that's Tiana.com on TikTok. You can find her, Tiana. That is from last year, but I thought that story was very compelling and scary, and that was actually a real, like, first-hand account. That's not just like, I heard about this one girl who talked to another guy who went to the grocery store and saw this dude who heard about this person that got abducted. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to, like, downplay the problems with human trafficking at all. It is definitely a problem, but this is not part of that, okay? So 17 people are not missing in Atlanta from going on a job hunt, and I think a lot of times that these jobs don't realize the way they make female applicants feel when they're coming in to a new environment. You know, so if your building is, to quote the girls I've heard the stories from, sketchy looking, you really need to, like, go that extra mile to make people feel comfortable coming in. And one thing that was it kept coming up in these stories was, you know, there was like a main receiving room, and then there was a back room, and it was full of all men. It was just all men in there. And, like, that is suspicious, I guess. But just the presence of males is not indicative of criminal activity. But I feel like businesses really need to go out of their way to make female applicants, and really male applicants too, to make all applicants feel comfortable in the application process, knowing that there's so many scams out there. Knowing what these people are going through when they're applying for dozens of jobs, and they finally get a call, and the call is from a scammer. So if you're offering a legit employment on this website, you really need to reach out to people and tell them what to expect. Hey, the street that the warehouse is on is a little bit desolate, but don't worry, I'm gonna be there, and this person's gonna be there, and here's this person's name, and here's where you park. Just those little things can really go a long way to make a new applicant feel more comfortable in your job. Because I feel like that's a lot of these stories were just people feeling sketched out. So here's another person who got scammed.
Stop using Indeed to apply for jobs.
I be telling people this all the time. Like, when I was trying to get a part...
CB, I don't know if you can hear me now, but this girl's nails, like, I put her in just for you.
Part-time job, people be...
She is matching her shirt. She's matching her room. She's matching her ceiling fan. The nails are fire. Like, it's so much going on in this video. This is Sincerely Ariel, and that's Ariel spelled like in the air. AERIAL on TikTok.
Be like, oh, just look on Indeed. They have so many blah, blah, blah. If you go on Indeed, there's literally so many scam job listings on there. It's nuts. Like, you apply for something, and then next thing you know, people blowing up your phone left and right, people that you never even applied for. And I'm like,
okay, I didn't even see that. She says adult napped. She's short and she'll fit in the Wayfair closets. Yeah, don't be suspicious if a potential employer is measuring your height.
They just keep blowing you up. Like, they never seem to leave you alone. And even though LinkedIn is better, it still has some little scammy job listings out there. Like, I made a whole video on that. Like, everybody's always saying,
Tess, you see those nails?
All these job postings, blah, 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 woo, woo. It's easy to get a, like, warehouse job or job that's not paying for real. Sheesh. It's not easy to get a job where you're getting a good salary, especially in this economy with inflation. Like,
yeah, exactly. And that is the problem, is when people see these big salaries, they're willing to look past some of the red flags if they think that there's an opportunity there for them, you know? Yeah. I know, right? Tess, yeah. She's got the skills, man. Like, it's crazy. She's doing some art there. And the ceiling fan matching them? Like, what? She's got it going. Yeah, but so that's Sincerely Ariel at TikTok. Oh, Tess says, sorry, I'm at work. I wasn't watching, just listening. Hey, that's okay. You probably should be watching the folks anyways, so that's okay. I appreciate you listening, though. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so here is a person who thought that they applied for a sales position.
Raise your hand if this sounds like something you've experienced. Have you ever been contacted by a business?
Oh, Will's gonna like this girl.
Told you they received your resume and they're very impressed and they want to invite you in for an interview. Meanwhile, you don't even
Nugget Man in the chat. Nugget says Michi totally lives in the neighborhood.
remember applying to this business. However, you sent out your resume so many times.
What's up, Nugget Man?
And
hope you had a good week, brother.
A marketing role, whether it's brand ambassador, event coordinator, promotion coordinator, marketing manager,
her eyes are just wow.
Regardless, it sounds.
Is that, I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, and that's like some sort of like effect that's being put on this. But this is it's just Talia on TikTok.
It's like a marketing role, and that is something that you are in the job market for, and so you're excited and you want to accept this invitation to interview. The interview, well, yes, it's over Zoom, which many first interviews are. That's not uncommon. That's not weird. You realize that you are on a Zoom call with about 25 other people who are young or just out of college.
Again, a group interview for the first interview isn't that weird at a large company. So, I mean, it's off-putting as a job seeker, I'm sure, but not necessarily a scam right away.
We're also desperately looking for work, and things just don't add up. In this interview, which is really more of an informative pitch, they are pitching to you their business and telling you that they have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. They are so rich. They have so many cars. They were able to retire their moms, grandmas, brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, plants, third daughter, and
oh man, not the plant's third daughter.
Meeting or pitch meeting, they invite you in for an interview and they make sure it is your.
She just retired all the plants. She needs to retire my my cat palm in the background here, because that thing. Is the camera focusing on it now? That thing is rough, dude. It is.
drill it into you that they have only chosen the best of the best, smartest and the brightest, and they're going to have you come in for an in-person meeting,
Wow, she has such nice teeth.
And you want to make sure you were prepped well for this interview. They only accept the best of the best. They give you the location, which is some sketchy-ass building.
How is the lighting so good at her desk?
And you go there 8 a.m. the following morning, dressed in, I don't even know, dressed like you're about to go to a court hearing or a funeral. And you see a bunch of other people that are dressed like they're about to go to a court hearing or a funeral, and it's loud and they're screaming and shrieking, and you're already feeling confused and somewhat gaslit before the gaslighting even begins. And instead of them asking you anything about yourself, your qualifications, your skills, anything at all, they just pitch to you more about their business. And you leave there feeling like you just walked into and out of the Twilight Zone.
Okay, now, she's not experienced with the concept of an MLM, but this is a big sign of one. When you go in for the interview and the place is selling the job super hard, if they have a big speech prepared to sell you on the job and tell you about how fantastic it is, be suspicious of that. Because there's a reason that they have to have that speech prepared. It's because they've said it a lot. Johnny says, that is not what I thought you were going to say, Drew. What do you mean? Oh, about this girl? Oh.
An hour later, you receive a text message, congratulations, we're offering you the position. And next thing you know is that you're roped into a sales position with uncapped commissions, except like you're selling
a sales position with uncapped commissions, you guys. Unlimited earning potential at this job.
AT&T out of a Costco or a BJ's, like 2 hours from where you actually interviewed at. And
whoa, 2 hours away at Costco?
Realize that you're actually not receiving any money at all until you make a sale.
Oh yes. Oh, okay. She does have really nice teeth. Okay, they're nice. They're very white. I don't know if she's doing some kind. Maybe she has some kind of video effect on, and I'm stupid, and it's like whitening her teeth and adding makeup and made her hair blonde, but really she's a red. I have no idea. I don't know what to believe anymore with AI.
And even then, your paychecks are very, 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 very short. Let me know if this sounds like an experience that you had, or if you even got that far before the red flags started flying, and you're like, actually, I'm gonna tap out of this one, because I just had a conversation with someone who got roped into Smart Circle, Saycor, Apco, one of those direct sales businesses operating under a different name, because they have.
If you don't know what MLMs are, you can look back to the stream where we talked about MLMs and why they're a problem and why you should stay away from them. But just for a nice cap on this, Johnny says, borderline spectacular. I don't have borderline spectacular. I do have... Yo. Or how about this one?
Wowza.
And this is not a laughing matter.
Okay, so here, this is a young person's experience with online job search. I believe she's 19 years old, and I thought her video was so funny.
Guys, can we please talk about why it is so hard to get a job in this day and age?
I love that right there. Like, there's like a little bubble popping when she's talking about her job.
Guys,
like, I don't know how she does that.
About why it is so hard to get a job in this day and age. I've been applying for a job since I turned 16. So
I love her glasses
now,
too. That purple
and let
is
me
dope.
tell you about fucking Indeed. It's a scam, an SCAM scam. I honestly think I've applied for about 500 jobs on that stupid.
Now, I don't want to judge, but as a former hiring manager, the nose piercing could be a deal breaker at certain businesses.
Smelly websites, yeah? I guess how many interviews I've had? About fucking 4. And
4? She's only had 4 interviews?
And guess how many interviews I've had?
How many did
about
she put in?
jobs on that stupid spelly website. The scab, an SCAM scab. I honestly think I've applied for about 500 jobs on that stupid spelly website. Yeah?
500 and only 4 called her back?
4. And before you come at me saying maybe your CV's shabby, maybe your CV's just not, standard. My CV is okay. It's not top notch, but it's good. Like, I've waffled, I've used words.
No, be confident. Be confident, girl. My CV will stand next to anybody's CV. It's better than any CV you've ever seen.
I'm concise, I've waffled about having experience when I haven't. Do you get it? Like, why can't we just go back to the olden days when they'd go into the shop, hand their CV in, and then they'd be like, okay, here's an interview, you got the job?
Yes, I'm with you. I think we should go back to that too, because I think that's the best way to gauge what type of person you're talking to, is be face to face with them. This is Ankita7555 on TikTok. Meech's absolutely not Nug. There is no Wayfair in Meech's house. They would not allow Wayfair to be delivered in Meech's neighborhood, I have a feeling.
Because I remember me and my friends went around looking for jobs. Like, we went into the stores to hand our CVs in. Every single worker said, you go online, here's a fucking QR code to scan. Like, what is this? Like,
QR code to scan? You guys, now QR codes, you gotta be careful with that too, because it can steal all the data on your phone, like take all the data from your banking app. Just from taking a picture of a stupid QR code, you can give all the data from your banking app to a person. So be really careful when you're scanning QR codes.
That actually have jobs, please tell me. I'm trying about like retail jobs, like what are jobs like KFC, Mackey's called? Oh, I forgot what it's called. You know what I'm trying to...
She said retail jobs like KFC and Mackey's. Mackey's is a McDonald's. Poor girl is out here, applied to 500 places. She's fine with a fast food job. And only 4 people have called her back. I'd hire this girl in a second if she walked into my restaurant. She has a personality. She looks you in the eye, and that's better than 90% of hires, just in general. No age discrimination. Just when you are hiring for a job that is customer facing, like a food establishment, you need people who have personality, People like me who are excited about the dumbest shit. I think she has a lot of personality, and I wish her luck in her job search. That's Ankita7555 on TikTok. But yes, so just to reiterate, 17 people were not abducted in Atlanta, Georgia on their way to a job interview, okay? We need to calm down the hysteria a little bit. It's out of control on TikTok right now. And it's really upsetting a lot of people. I cannot overstate how many videos I've seen of people crying for the plight of these 17 folks that did not get abducted. So be careful what you believe on TikTok, and be careful what you believe on job search websites, because they are out here. They're trying to get your data. They're trying to sell your data. They're trying to get your information so they can sell stuff to you, scam stuff, have you sell stuff for them. None of it's good. So don't let desperation cloud your judgment, okay? So be careful out there. And I appreciate y'all being with me early today. We gotta head downtown and get ready for this meetup. So thank y'all for joining, And we got a couple of great topics coming next week. CB, you're going to be real excited. Both the topics that we were talking about, that'll be next Monday and Friday. So have a great weekend, y'all. And call your mom. All right? Happy Mother's Day to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.